I'm trained to detect every lie, every hesitation, every crack in a story. But the way you looked at me today made me realize I don't even want the truth anymore, because whatever passed between us was louder than facts. I've spent my life sharpening my instincts, trusting logic over emotion. Yet one look from you dismantled all of it and left me craving the comfort of uncertainty. I can read faces like open books, but when you met my eyes today, I closed the book on purpose because knowing the truth suddenly felt like the wrong answer. I was taught that clarity is power, but the way you looked at me made confusion feel intoxicating, like a place I wanted to stay a little longer. Every lie I've ever exposed felt like victory until your gaze made me realize that sometimes not knowing is the only way to survive the feeling. I've interrogated silence for a living, yet your quiet look said more than any confession ever could, and I didn't want to interrupt it with questions. I used to believe the truth set you free, but the way you looked at me made me want to stay trapped right there, suspended between what is and what could be. I can dismantle deception piece by piece, but your eyes rewrote the rules and convinced me that some mysteries deserve protection. Today, I saw something in you that no evidence could confirm, and for the first time, I chose to trust the feeling instead of the facts. I've chased truth like it was sacred, but your look made me realize that truth can be cruel when it threatens something fragile and real. I've learned to never flinch, never soften, yet one glance from you made me lower every guard I've spent years building. The way you looked at me today felt like an unspoken agreement to leave the truth untouched, as if exposing it would break whatever we just created. I've heard thousands of lies, but none of them scared me the way your honesty did. Silent, unfiltered, and impossible to ignore. I don't fear being deceived. I fear what the truth might take away after the way you looked at me made everything else disappear. I've always believed knowing is safer than wondering, but today I learned that wonder can be more honest than certainty. Your eyes told me a story I was never trained to hear, and I didn't want to translate it. I wanted to feel it. I've watched people crumble under the weight of truth, and when you looked at me today, I chose mercy over exposure. I don't want answers if they erase the electricity that passed between us in that single, quiet moment. I've always trusted my ability to uncover what's hidden, but your look made me want to leave something buried, just for us. Today, I realized that truth isn't always the highest form of connection. Sometimes it's the shared decision not to ask. I've built my life on clarity, yet your gaze blurred every line in a way that felt dangerously beautiful. I know how to force confessions, but I didn't want yours, not after seeing what your silence held. The way you looked at me didn't ask for understanding, it asked for acceptance, and that scared me more than any lie. I've been trained to never get attached to uncertainty, but you made uncertainty feel like home. I don't want the truth if it means pretending I didn't feel something shift when our eyes met. I've spent years proving people wrong, yet today I wanted you to stay unresolved, unfinished, untouched. Your look felt like a question without words, and for once I didn't want to answer it. I can expose deception in seconds, but I couldn't expose what passed between us without losing it forever. I used to believe truth was the end goal, until you showed me that connection can exist without conclusions. I didn't need proof today. I needed the moment to remain exactly as it was. I've always been stronger than doubt, but your eyes made doubt feel gentle, even necessary. The way you looked at me wasn't a lie or the truth. It was something more dangerous, possibility. I've chased certainty my whole life, yet today I willingly let it slip through my fingers. I don't want to know what you meant, because feeling it was enough. I've uncovered secrets that ruined lives, and I isn't about to let truth ruin this. Your gaze felt like a silent plea to leave things unspoken, and I listened. I've always trusted evidence over emotion, but today emotion rewrote the evidence. I don't want answers if they cost me the way your eyes held mine. I've trained myself to never hesitate, yet I paused today, and I don't regret it. The truth can wait. What happened between us cannot be repeated. I've interrogated motives for years, but yours didn't need explanation. I didn't see deception in your eyes. I saw vulnerability, and I chose to protect it. I've always believed lies were the enemy until the truth threatened something real. Today, I realized that knowing everything isn't wisdom. Knowing when to stop is.